everyone, it's Julia. Today I wanted just to play with fabric and paint, and I have this quilted muslin, and I have a piece that's 11 inches by 14 inches, and I'm going to be making some pouches. Just have a heart shape here that I am drawing around. I am using my heat erase pens for this. I just recently picked up some of this fabric, and I'm just really enjoying it. It has a nice weight to it. So the muslin is both on the front and the back with the quilt batting in between. I added 3 of the hearts on the front and 3 of the hearts on the back of this pouch. And now I'm going to be using my watercolor and a big size 12 round brush. And I just have a student grade watercolor palette here. And honestly, I think any watercolors would work. I will list all of my supplies down below so that you can have a reference for that. It's down in the description beneath this video. I'm using lots of water, just adding lots of water to this. A few weeks ago, I did another video where I did watercolor on fabric, and I believe I activated or used, instead of water, I used a fabric medium. And then I washed it just to see how well it stood up with being washed. This time I'm just going to be using the water. I'm not going to be washing this. The pouches that I recommend spot washing only on my pouches, as I really think that the structure of the pouch just is kind of lost once it's washed. But you know, that's something you might want to test if you wanted to try to do this watercolor on something that you're going to be washing. I did add some water to the hearts, just clear water to the hearts before I started adding the paint. And then I'm just dropping in the color. Really having a lot of fun with this. I just wanted to play. I will be taking this to my sewing machine after the paint is dry, and we'll be outlining these hearts with free motion stitching. I think 3 of the hearts are in the reds and oranges and pinks, and now I'm doing some of the other colors, or some of the other hearts in the blues and purples. Again, putting some water on the hearts first, and then adding the water. I wanted to get more white space on these hearts, and I just didn't do that on these. I did some other projects, and you'll see some pictures at the end of some other projects that I did using the same technique, and I was able to get more of the negative space. You just have to work with it and just kind of fiddle around and play with it. I am using my sulky thread, and this is variegated thread, and I'm going to be outlining these. Now this paint is pretty much dry now. I'm at my sewing machine, and I do have my free motion foot on. I have my feed dogs dropped. My stitch length is to 0, and I'm just going around and around. I think I circled these about, probably 4 or 5 times, and I'm not trying to get right on my line. I'm, again, just adding to the whimsical look of this. I'm also just doing some little doodles on it, just by adding some stitches in the center or off to the sides of those little hearts. Change my thread now to more of the purple variegated thread. And I'm not taking my bobbin thread to the top. I'm just clipping my thread, going back and forth and kind of tying a knot and then clipping my thread. I will be lining these bags. A lot of the paint seeped through to the back side, and I just wanted a neater look from my inside of my pouch, so they will be completely lined. Again, adding some doodles. And this is what they look like. Just a real whimsical look. I did cut some circles out of muslin, and I'm going to be adding yo-yos to the front of to 3 of these hearts, the 3 hearts on the front of the pouch. And again, added water to them, and then just adding paint the same way I did to the hearts. Just dropping in the paint so it blends right on the fabric. I'm putting those all aside to dry, cleaning up my mess there, and then going to be doing one in the other colors, in the reds and the pinks and the oranges. Decided I needed some more overall paint on this, and so I'm just splattering just with lots of water, added just lots of water and on this big brush of mine, and just doing some sprinkles on there. Still wanted to add some more color, and so with my fabric erase pens I'm making just vertical lines there, and I'm going to be adding paint in between those lines. Putting the water on first, and then in much the same way, just adding the color. I do outline this stripe with stitches. Kind of made a mistake there and added that yellow or that orange right by that purple, so it did get a little muddy. Again, that's just, you know, one of those things you just have to know how colors blend or don't blend. And now it's on to making my yo-yos. My fabric is dry. With my right, I'm left-handed, but with my right hand I am turning under the edge, and then with my left hand I'm holding my needle and just doing a small running stitch. My sister-in-law actually did a complete quilt top with yo-yos. It was just beautiful. It's a fun project for in front of the TV. And once they're all the way around, I'm just gathering up those stitches, pulling my thread quite tight. I do double my thread when I make these. You don't want that thread to break. Doing a couple back stitches just to tie a knot. And then I'm going to be taking my needle just through the back side of this and then cutting off my thread. And I went ahead and made the other two. And I'm going to just attach this with fabric tack glue. This is like the messiest glue I think ever invented, but it does really work well with fabric. It holds things really tight and it's washable. It just has a definite messy quality. And it's onto my zipper. You want to lay your zipper face down on top of your pouch. Your pull is on the left hand side, and you turn it around, turn it over so it's face down, and you get that side just even. That zipper is right even with your side. You want to open up your zipper just to get that pull out of the way. Now my zipper is longer than my pouch, and that's the easiest way to work with a zipper and a pouch. My zipper is, I believe, a 15-inch. I do lay my lining on the top, putting it underneath my clips, and my lining is pretty side down. So my zipper is sandwiched in between, and I'm to my sewing machine and taking a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm just using my straight foot here. I do not use a zipper foot. We'll use whatever foot works the best, but really I just line up that edge with my regular straight stitch foot. To my ironing board now, and you want to pull that lining away from your zipper and then just top stitch. And then that side of the zipper is complete and it's on to the other side. Again, you want to lay so that the right side of your pouch is facing that zipper, evening everything up on the side and on the top. You want to just have all your layers come together at the top. I'm putting in my clips again, and then we'll be adding my lining. My lining is again face down, and my zipper is sandwiched in the middle. Just kind of doing some fiddling here. You do want all your layers right even at the top. And then we'll be taking this to my sewing machine again and just taking that 1/4 inch seam allowance. That is all stitched, and now it's again ironing that lining away from the zipper so it lays really flat, and we'll be top stitching this as well. Now you have this strange looking thing. You do want to close your zipper, but then you want to open it so it's open on the top, but so that pull is on the pouch. You don't want that pull beyond the edge of your pouch for this next step. I have my lining on the left-hand side and my pouch on the right-hand side. I put my first clip right on that zipper. The zipper on this end is folded and the teeth are folded towards the lining. Putting in a couple more clips. I also put a clip on this side of the lining, or the zipper, and this side of the zipper is open, but again you want those teeth facing the lining. And I will be leaving about a 6-inch opening on the lining to turn it. And I usually mark that just so I don't forget. And you're gonna just sew up the side and to that mark. And I go back and forth by that mark just to get it so it's secured. Clipping my corners and also clipping the rest of that zipper. I'm going to box these corners, and to do that I'm just flattening, just finger pressing that seam open and putting a pin in it, and I'll be taking this to my sewing machine and stitching across this. And I'm going to be stitching so that I'm 1 inch away from that point. This is just going to be a small box. And I do the same with my lining. I'm just going to finger press those seams open. And again, that I'm going to be stitching 1 inch away from the point. And then once those are sewn, you can just clip those little corners or those little triangles about 1/4 of an inch away from my seam I'm clipping, and then turn everything through that hole in the lining and through that zipper that you left open, poking out those corners. We're almost done. We have to close our lining hole, basically, just turning under the seam allowance on that and pressing this with my iron. I'm just going to sew this with my sewing machine. You can also slip stitch this by hand. And here's the finished little pouch. Just love how it turned out. I have some pictures. I did other shapes. I did some stars. I love these little fish. I thought they looked like they were playing, so I stamped the word play. And this says practice twirling in circles. I did some circles. I also added some of these hearts to some recycled, upcycled denim. Made a couple journals and a bag. Here's another journal. I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. I hope you have a chance to create. Bye for now.